Well, good morning. Welcome to Wake Up in the Word as we're looking at Psalm 3 this morning. Psalm 3. Hope you're awake and ready to go. I'm heading out early today because Sue and I get the chance to be at the Grandparents' Day breakfast over at Addison and Cooper's school this morning in Blythewood, South Carolina. So anyhow, we're having a great day already thinking about that. Well, in Psalm 3, I want you first just to listen to the psalm as I read it from the Holman Christian Standard Bible. Lord, how my foes increase. There are many who attack me. Many say about me, there is no help for him in God. But you, O Lord, are a shield around me, my glory and the one who lifts my head. I cry aloud to the Lord, and he answers me from his holy mountain. I lie down and sleep. I wake again because the Lord sustains me. I am not afraid of the thousands of people who have taken their stand against me on every side. Rise up, Lord. Save me, God. You strike all my enemies on the cheek. You break the teeth of the wicked. Salvation belongs to the Lord. May your blessing be on your people. Wow, what a powerful psalm. And of course, it is subtitled, and so we know when David wrote this, as a time when he was fleeing from his own son, Absalom, who was trying to kill him and take over the kingdom. Now, as I read that from a more modern version, you may also have recognized, as I immediately remembered, a song that to me was performed best by the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir, Thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, glory and lifter of my head, and that, how powerful that song was. I got to thinking, wow, what kind of circumstances was David in? Because many of us are in the same boat today, probably not as drastic as David, but some are, where people are conspiring against you, encircling you on every side, trying to make you fail, trying to make you lose heart. Satan himself is in a field of conflict constantly against the people of God, and all the little demons of hell are literally after us. It's like a family feud. It's worse than the Hatfields and McCoys, because if you're part of the family of God, you have a natural enemy, don't you? When I thought of that also after reading the scripture, I remembered that I had Dr. John Phillips' 2-volume set on exploring the Psalms, and I seem to remember a very vivid description of how he imagined David might have written this psalm. I don't want to give you all of it this morning, but listen to just some of it. He said, David had slept well despite his troubles. A night on the hills beneath the stars brought back memories of his shepherd days and from the fugitive years when Saul had hunted him like a partridge from hill to hill. The sentry on the ridge had his eye peeled towards Gilead, the direction from which the attack would come. Would Absalom lead the legions of Israel, or would he send Ahithophel? Of the two, Ahithophel was, of course, the far more dangerous man. So may God turn the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness. So David, encouraging himself in the Lord, seizes his pen and begins to jot down the thoughts that come crowding into his mind. Joab yawns, sits up, and casts a fierce eye around the camp to make sure the guard is awake and alert, glances over at the king, and there he sits, propped up on his bedroll, writing away as though he were safe in his study at home. What's he doing now, wonders Joab. He sees a smile on the face of the king, catches a word or two as David finishes with a flourish and throws down his pen. Joab's jaw drops. The fugitive king has been writing a hymn, and with Absalom's forces mustering by the thousand, only a hill or two away. Just then David glances up and he catches Joab's eye. David's smile broadens. Here, Joab, listen to this. He begins to read to Joab the stanzas of what has been handed down to us as the third psalm. It's an interesting way that he sets the scene. We don't know if it happened like that or not, but it's interesting to imagine how David could have been so calm in the face of danger, as he was many times in his life. It reminded me of something from the New Testament. Remember when Jesus was in the boat on the Sea of Galilee, and the storm was raging. The disciples are fearful for their life. We're all going to drown. We're all going to die. It's just awful. And they couldn't believe. Jesus, why are you asleep? Don't you even care what's going on? Jesus, how can you sleep through the storm? Well, Jesus could sleep through the storm because he knew whose hands they were in. And he knew that even though on the outside it seemed like a storm, they were quite safe. Do you feel like a storm's raging around you today? Trust me, you are safe in the hand of God. If you are in His will and you're trusting in Him and focusing on Him, then nothing can get through His hand that He does not allow, therefore for our benefit, even though it may be difficult. So listen, place your hope in God today. That's what the third Psalm is telling us. When the armies of the enemy are surrounding you, look up and put your hope and your trust in our God, the one who will keep you safe in every circumstance. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning. We'll do this again tomorrow as we look at Psalm 4 and wake up in the Word. I hope you have a great day, and I know the Lord will bless you as you trust in Him, even walking through uncertain valleys today. God bless you.